Jai Shri Ram. It will be hard to find anyone in India who hasn't read or at least heard of the two great epics, that is, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. In today's episode, we'd be focusing on the Ramayana and answering a question many have asked concerning it. Is the Ramayana a myth or is it real? Is it a symbolic book, meant to teach values, or is it a historical account of things that have happened in the past? You would find people passionately arguing for both sides of the coin, based on their experience. But what does the evidence say? That's exactly what we'd be exploring today, and without wasting much time, let's jump right into it. Before we start through, what exactly is the Ramayana? For those unfamiliar with it, the Ramayana is one of the great Hindu books, and it is dated back to between 400 BCE and 200 CE. The great poet Valmiki is believed to have composed it, and it consists of over 24,000 verses which are further divided into 7 books. It tells the story of Rama, who is an avatar of the Hindu god, Vishnu. The first book of the Ramayana introduces us to Dasharatha, the aged king of the peaceful, prosperous and righteous kingdom of Ayodhya. Despite having all these virtues, the kingdom and its king lacked one thing: a true heir and son to their throne. Through the help of the sage Maharishi Vishwamitra and the gods, Dasharatha performs a sacred ritual, which results in all 3 wives of his giving birth to 4 sons. These sons are Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, and Shatrughna. Among these brothers, Rama remains the distinguished one, because of his virtue, strength and courage, which he started to exhibit right from a young age. Once they were older, he and one of the brothers, Lakshmana, protected Vishwamitra's ritual sacrifice from demons. In the process of the defense, Vishwamitra presented Rama with celestial weapons. As the book progresses, we are introduced to Sita, who Rama wins as a wife, after lifting and stringing the bow Pinaka, which no one else could wield. Their wedding was established in the kingdom of Mythila, where a ceremony was held to establish the weddings of not only Rama and Sita, but his brother, who had fought alongside him, Lakshmana, and Urmila, his bride. After the ceremonies, they return to Ayodhya, to the excitement of their father. He decides to coronate Rama as the crown prince, but his decision is challenged by Kaikeyi, whom he had promised 2 boons long ago. These are any request she wants that he can't deny. Her first request was that her son Bharata be crowned king instead of Rama, and her second was that Rama be exiled to the forest for 14 years. Having given his word, and being the virtuous man that he was, he had to honor her request, even though it left him grieved. Rama prepares to depart to the forest, and his wife, Sita, and his brother Lakshmana insist on joining him as a demonstration of family loyalty and duty. This ends Book 1. Book 2 introduces us to the early years of Rama, Sita and Lakshmana's exile as they dwell in the sylvan hermitages of sages. In this book, we are introduced to the key figures Rama befriended in the forest, that will later play an instrumental role in his life. These figures include, but are not limited to, Gua, the king of Nishadas, Hanuman, the leader of the monkey kingdom of Kishkinda, who became a faithful devotee of Rama, and Jatayu, the vulture king and friend of Rama's father, who watched over Sita his wife. Book 3 introduces new characters and a bit more drama. It also sheds light on the virtues of Rama. In this book, we are introduced to a Rakshasi named Sarpanika, who tries to seduce Rama. Rama rejects it, and out of jealousy, Sarpanika attacks Sita. Lakshmana wounds Sarpanika in defense and she swears vengeance. Just like Rama, she too has siblings, and she provokes her brother, Kara, and his fellow Rakshasa to attack Rama, but they are easily defeated and dispatched by him. She then moves to Ravana, and manipulates his pride and lust for Sita. Ravana gives in to these, and then goes to kidnap Sita, in the guise of a mendicant. Jatayu, the vulture king, attempts to thwart Ravana, but he is mortally wounded, after a pitched battle, and dies shortly after. While all these were happening, Rama and Lakshmana had been lured away. Once they return and find out what had happened in their absence, they decide to go out and find Sita. On their journey, they meet Kabanda, who is also a Rakshasa. Just in case you didn't know, Rakshasa is another word for demon. Kabanda was cursed and had transformed into a monstrous form. Rama and Lakshmana encountered him on their search for Sita, and he proved invaluable, as he gave them valuable advice, which led to the formation of valuable alliances with Sugriva, the Monkey King, and Hanuman, whom I had already mentioned. In Book 4, Rama, Lakshmana, arrives in Kishkinda, the kingdom of the Monkey King, Sugriva. Kishkinda is described in the epic as being situated in the central part of the Indian subcontinent, in the region that is believed to be present-day Hampi, in the state of Karnataka, India, but more on that later. When the brothers arrived, they didn't just ask for help, they also helped Monkey King Sugriva defeat his treacherous brother, Bali. Once they are settled with this, Sugriva decides to help the brothers, and he sends his monkey hordes across the land in all directions looking for Sita. The brothers join in the search, but without much success, until Sampati, the brother of Jatayu, the slain vulture king, directs the monkeys to Lanka, Ravana's kingdom, which was across the southern sea. According to the Ramayana, the monkeys form a bridge of stones and trees to reach Lanka, since they are separated by the southern sea. This brings us to Book 5, where Rama's forces invade Lanka. This battle raged on, but it was not until the arrival of Vibhishana, the younger brother of Ravana, that they started to have an upper hand. He revealed the weaknesses of Ravana to Rama. Despite being Ravana's brother, he decided to deflect to Rama's side. This may sound surprising, but he is depicted as a virtuous and righteous individual, with a strong devotion to Lord Vishnu. Although Vibhishana bolstered Rama's troops, both sides suffered huge casualties. Despite his extraordinary skill, Rama faced difficulties in overcoming Ravana's magical chariot. Feeling frustrated, he turned to Lord Brahma, one of the principal deities in Hinduism, and the creator of the universe, for guidance. Rama turned to Brahma to understand the source of Ravana's strength, and to seek a solution to overcome the magical protection granted to Ravana. Brahma tells Rama that Ravana's power lies in his navel, due to a boon. With this knowledge, which he got from Brahma, and Vibhishana's inside knowledge of Ravana's battle strategies and weaknesses, Rama eventually prevails and defeats Ravana by piercing his navel, where the power lies, with a special arrow. Both the earthly and celestial worlds rejoice at Ravana's long-awaited downfall. In Book 6, we see the aftermath of the whole battle, and Sita's rescue. Rama put Sita through an ordeal of fire to dispel rumors surrounding her purity, after she had been in captivity under Ravana in Lanka. Rama does this out of love, and Agni, the god of fire, protects her, signifying she is indeed innocent and pure. Nala, the monkey architect, constructs a bridge back to the mainland, for their victorious return back home. Rama is crowned king of Ayodhya, and his devotion and virtues are extolled as an example to all living beings. Through his leadership, he ushers in a golden age of prosperity for the inhabitants of his land. The seventh and final book comes with its own drama and bittersweet ending. Rumors surface again, questioning how Sita could have lived in Ravana's household without being tainted. This took a toll on both her and Rama. To preserve his lineage's honor, he banishes the pregnant Sita to the forest ashram of Valmiki, where she gives birth to twin sons, named Lava and Kusha. Years later, Rama performs a great horse sacrifice to expand his glory throughout the world. Valmiki the sage brings Sita's twin sons, Lava and Kusha, who sing the Ramayana in its entirety to Rama's royal court. Rama confirms Sita's chastity and innocence from their virtuous children, but, bound by public opinion, he is still unable to allow Sita to return. When this gets to Sita, she calls upon her Mother Earth to receive her, and Earth dramatically splits open to swallow Sita back from where she was born. Grief-stricken, Rama gives up his kingdom and his body returns to Vishnu's celestial abode, having fulfilled his incarnated mission on Earth. The Ramayana communicates essential Hindu teachings on dharma, or righteous duty, the purusharthas of human pursuit, devotion to God, ideal governance under a righteous sovereign, family values, and the inevitable cycles of rise and decline. Because of this, Many consider it a hypothetical and symbolic book for lack of better words, they call it a myth. But is it really though? Some think it is, others think it's not. What if I told you that there's evidence to prove that the events of the Ramayana actually happened? What if I told you there are traces of the things and places described in the Ramayana in our world today? If what I am saying is true, that will mean that instead of the Ramayana being a myth or something, it's actually a detailed account of historical accounts passed on by Rishi Valmiki. Just like all historical accounts, there are likely to be details that may have been lost or changed with time, but that doesn't make it a myth. To confirm if something is mythological or historical, most often, we look to archaeologists and scientists for answers. This is because they are the ones trained to see the history in things and places that ordinary individuals may miss, and you won't believe the archaeological findings that support the fact that the Ramayana may have actually happened. Let's start with the mysterious Cobra Hood Cave. This is a cave that's located at Sigiriya, Sri Lanka that has the shape of a cobra, as its name suggests. The mysterious thing about the cave, as confirmed by researchers and archaeologists, is that the shape of the cave was never carved by humans, it has existed as such for millennia. Why is this important to the Ramayana, you ask? Well, it's believed that Ravana imprisoned Sita in this cave. And the incredible thing is that the cave still has paintings on its walls, depicting scenes of Sita being captured by the Asuras. It also has the inscription Parumaka Naguliya Lena on its walls, and the funny thing is, Sita is also referred to as Naguliya. It can't be a coincidence now, can it? If you are enjoying this video and haven't hit the like and subscribe buttons already, this will be a good time to do so. Next, we have the Ramset Bridge. Remember, I mentioned earlier that a bridge was constructed to help them return home after rescuing Sita? This bridge was built using stones, and NASA images of Dhanushkodi make a strong case for this area being the very place this happened. You can literally see the historical existence of a bridge between the Palk Strait and the Gulf of Mannar, which develops a small link between India and Sri Lanka. The presence of floating stones in the area are compelling pointer to the historical existence of this Ramset Bridge. Archaeologists state that it was an artificial bridge, which was built in the same time period as the Ramayana epic. A coincidence? Well, I don't think so. Another thing to consider is the length of the journey from Sri Lanka to Ayodhya. According to the Ramayana, it took them 21 days to get home after Sita had been rescued. Do you know, if we try to calculate the journey today using Google Maps, it also says it will take around roughly the same time. If the Ramayana is just a myth, and not necessarily history, this should not have been accurate, but it's very accurate. This should tell you that it's actually a historical account, and not a mythical one. If you don't believe me, these are the coordinates for the various places they passed. Nashik 19.99 degrees, 73.78 degrees. Hampi 15.33 degrees, 76.46 degrees. Lepic 13.80 degrees, 77.60 degrees. Sri Lanka 7.87 degrees, 80.77 degrees. Once you enter them into a map app, you will see what I am talking about. There's no way Valmiki could have had this knowledge if he had not passed down historical information. Next, we have the footprints of Hanuman, the leader of the monkey kingdom. These footprints are believed to be spread across regions, spanning from Andhra Pradesh to Sri Lanka, and throughout Asia. They are much larger than your average foot, which makes sense given the size of Hanuman, and who he was. For those who don't know, Hanuman was endowed with a special ability to alter his form. He could either maximize his size to that of a giant or minimize it to that of an average monkey. The footprints that have been found differ in size, which makes sense when you cross-reference it with this fact from the Ramayana. Still, these footprints, ginormous ones, are found on the side of the lake of Ashok. It's believed Lord Hanuman reached here in his giant form, whilst in search of the location of Sita. Now, for those who don't know, present-day New Warialiya is believed to be the site of Ashok, which is yet another evidence that the things described in the Ramayana are not merely mythical but historical. The next proof that this is all historical and mythical, is the existence of the Kanaiya hot water springs. This is said to be the site where Ravana and his mother were said to have worshipped Lord Shiva. Local legends and researchers believe the hot water springs were created to be a water supply for them. The interesting thing is that the age of these springs agrees with the epics. Our next proof is the Lepic mandir, which is believed to be the site where Jatayu fell while battling Ravana. As I mentioned earlier, he didn't survive his attempt to rescue Sita. He was found by Rama and his brother Lakshmana, dying. Before he passed on, however, he told Rama who had come for his wife, and pointed him in the right direction. To thank him for his brave efforts and the information, Rama with his divine powers, uttered the words Lapakshi in Telugu, which means, rise, bird. The fact that there's a place with this name in the same area, where the Ramayana supposedly occurred, points to the fact that it is a historical account. Aside from all these, there are places mentioned in the Ramayana, which are exactly where they were stated to be. One such place is Sanjeevani Mountain, which houses the Sanjeevani booty and contains exotic herbs and medicinal plants, believed to exist in Dronagiri, in the Himalayas. The Ramayana states that Lord Hanuman actually carried it, so he could cure Lakshmana. What about Ayodhya? The place where the whole Ramayana begins? If we are going to confirm if it's real, then we should at least know if the place where it all began even existed in the past? And the answer is a resounding yes. While it's true that many cities and places are named after locations in the epic, studies of the modern-day Ayodhya show that it's indeed ancient and can be traced as far back as the times of the Ramayana. A study led by Professor B.B. Lal and a team of archaeologists of the area between the years of 1968 to 1972 led to the excavation of 5 Ramayana-related sites of Ayodhya, Bharadwaj Ashram, Nandagram, Chitrakoot, and Shringavarapura. The findings of the study confirm that these places were indeed what they were said to be. For example, in the Ramayana, Nandagram is a location where Bharat, Rama's younger brother, engaged in devotion during Rama's exile. This place, situated about 20 kilometers south of Ayodhya, Rama's birthplace, still exists with a Sarovar, Bharat Kunt, and old temples, where Bharat and Hanuman are said to have met. These, and many more facts prove that the Ramayana is not mythical, as many have thought it to be. Instead, it's historical. At least, that's what the evidence we have found so far states it to be. What do you think though? Do you agree with the things we presented? If you agree, are there other evidence out there you think we might have missed? Please share your thoughts with us in the comments section. While you are at it, do not forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more. Thanks for staying with us. See you in the next video.